CosmicRadio.TV.
I don't know. I could have sworn there used to be an options menu on this, but there's not anymore. And the title screen looks different. For real. Gods will be watching. The epilogue. Spoilers inbound. English. Okay. Yeah, we got Liam over here, and he's looking really, I don't know. He's looking kind of George Washington-esque over here. I don't know. He's like cyborg George Washington. Very colonial. We're going to click on Liam. Hot tips from the chat. Let's do this. Extra chapter. I don't know if I'm ready to put on the burden voice. Okay. Liam says, I'm using an Opmahn device to communicate with you from the future. Do you want to save the universe? Well, Liam, I'm glad that you asked. Liam is Liquid Snake, of course. The Patriots. It all makes so much sense. Let's warp 20 years into the future. That sounds cool. That's what I would do if I were stranded on Gactus 7. Although I don't... this wasn't Gactus 7. This was like a neighboring planet or something, right? I think Gactus 7 was somewhere else. Let's warp. We recommend that you finish the game before playing the extra chapter. If you didn't, you'll see some spoilers, and you probably won't get what the hell is happening. You know, I appreciate that. Let's do this. Boom. Yeah, we gotta go original. Like, some people like narrative mode, or light. But I'm an original kind of guy, right? Like, so that means that this is not just gonna be a narrative little bit. This is gonna be some gameplay here. We're gonna do some hot resource management tonight. Constellar Federation, Gactus Space Sector, 20 years after the fall of Xenolifer. Ominous. Okay, so that looks like Shaman and Liam. Do you think I wasted my life? Liam asks. What do you mean, Liam? I spent half my life studying this tattered journal, convinced there are other worlds, believing that Burden's words were true, believing that somehow we can change time and avoid the Constellar Federation's chokehold of slavery over all other life forms. And now, after 20 years of searching, we're finally about to get some answers. But I can't help but think, if we'd have spent our youth fighting, instead of running after some kind of magical solution to our problems, the only way of wasting life is death, my friend. We're getting closer. The ship's scanners are getting really weird readings. Not only the ship, Liam. I'm feeling an immense power calling us. Spiritually. Have I mentioned I'm a shaman? I can just intuit these things. Yeah, that is a pretty great typing animation. Just like punch on some keys back and forth. Calling us? You mean it's alive? Ooh, I wonder if they're talking about that crazy cosmic anomaly, that big pink swirly thing. Well, in a figurative way. So, it's not alive. No, it's not alive. Stop making fun of my powers. That's really uncool. Like, I take a lot of pride in my heritage, man. I'm a shaman. It's kind of my thing. Alright, so, like, look, we've been trapped in this ship for the past 20 years, and enough's enough. Alright, Liam? Ha 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 ha. It's been too many years, my friend. I can see through your charade. I might like to be a little grandiose. But the fact is that I can feel something, Liam. An and it's been ages since I felt something like this. What do you mean? The Up-Moon. The Up-Moon. Sorry, not my native tongue. I'm reading off the script here. Up-Moon. It's the Up-Moon. You know, this game's got a real knack for naming things that I just am not particularly great at pronouncing. No way. You think we're about to meet the survivors from the Constellar Federation massacre? I don't think so, no. My ancestors, like I was saying earlier, my heritage that I'm so proud of, I have a pretty good understanding of my ancestors, I think. So, my ancestors were all exterminated by the Federation. Look, like, that's just straight up fact. I'm certain of that, dog. But there are other ways of meeting them. And if what we've been researching is true, Burden's time anomaly, the nebula, remember at the end of the game, end of chapter 7, that big space thing, it's an anomaly. Agent Amber's discoveries, everything will finally make sense. Since the Up-Moon were the only known life form able to manipulate time. Holy shit! Look, Shaman! Oh, snap. He's not kidding. A nebula. I never thought I'd live to witness this. Shaman's got a little bit of Jack in his voice. A little bit. I think anytime I go kind of deep, it sort of just defaults to that. Liam, this is not just a nebula. This is the nebula. The god of the Up-Moon. Admiral, the scholar of paths, ruler of memory and will. Pretty cool sounding title for a god, mate. I like how it kind of scrolled in and then it just sort of hangs there because it knows that I'm going to take a while to read this. Let's warn the team. We're going inside that god of yours. Whoa! Holy smokes! Dr. Zenez. He was in chapter, what, like 3? Chapter 4? Something like that? He was back on the planet that we were trapped on, and he went crazy and ran away. He couldn't handle it. Jesus. I specifically decided not to listen to how I did their accents because I was like, well, they're not going to show up again. Obviously. Oh, snap, is that Jack? You can tell it's Jack because he's wearing blue. He's wearing a blue suit. So Jack, Dr. Zenez, I forgot that lady's name. And Donald, right? Where's... I hope we get Brandon again. Oh, and Marvin. Oh, Marvin's... Oh, it's been 20 years. Oh, poor Marvin. Gonna pour one out for my homie. Oh, I forgot to read his line. Oh well. Jack, you earned it, Paul. Because of you, we've been able to finance this crazy mission. Who would have thought you would end up paying Xenolifers' bills, am I right? There is no Xenolifer anymore. It's just Liam and Shaman. When Liam first came to see me a few years ago, I thought he was crazy. Understandably. He kind of went off the deep end. Like, if you remember, he was gonna exterminate an entire planet. It was pretty wild. But time has passed for all of us, and the man who stood in front of me wasn't a crazy rebel punk anymore. So I decided to hear him out. And, well, here we all are. I never sympathized with Liam or his methods. Damn, I've spent half of my life hating him for what he did. But truth be told, the Constellar Federation is out of control now. And it'll be great to meet Burden again. Ooh, little reunion. Get the gang back together. I mean, gang's mostly back together. All of this about his diaries and the secret interest that the Everdusk had in him. It sounds crazy, but I want to believe that other realities are possible. It's definitely fucking true. I shared most of Burden's existence, and I can assure you, the man had something special. he always had this damn look on his face, like he had already seen it all. Like, not everybody's like that. You still got stuff to see, right? Like, I'm going in there and I'm like, look, man, I've experienced my fair share, but I ain't seen it all. That dude, he's seen it all. Fuck me if he hadn't. Damn straight, Jack.
Hey, you finished bad-mouthing us? We did it, guys. We are close to where Burden disappeared 20 years ago. And guess what? There's a nebula waiting for us.
Not only that, my theories about Burden's anomaly being related to the Apamahun start to ring true. It's no common nebula. It's the god of the Apamahun, the scholar of...
Shaman, mate. Sorry to interrupt you, man, but we'll be making contact in less than 10 minutes. You can bring us up to speed with Apamahun culture once we've traversed the damn thing safely. Get your priorities, man. We better prepare ourselves.
Finally, let's do this.
Snap.
Oh, snap. This is basically Interstellar, right? Oh. Liam. That was my girl voice.
Liam, are you okay? Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Where are we?
Fuck. My leg. Even in these dire of situations, he's very reserved.
Shaman, what happened?
All of us miraculously survived the crash. I'm Dr. Zinez. But Shaman's weak leg didn't endure the accident. Don't worry. We've been taking care of him while you were napping out in the woods. Ha ha. Because we thought you were dead. But, like, we can laugh about it now. It's pretty funny. Because you're not. Because, Sarah brought you back.
Thanks. I can't remember a thing.
Neither do we. I like that Dr. Sinez has the most vanilla voice.
I'm no scientist, but nebulas aren't supposed to work like that, are they?
I told you. It was no normal nebula. It was Admiral, the god of...
shit. Doctor!
Doing my best here. Hang on. I'm afraid you won't be walking in the near future.
Shit. And what's the engineer doing? Can we repair the ship? My name's Donald, asshole. I'm sorry to say this ship is as wasted as Shaman's leg. Maybe this is karma for destroying our... sorry, I misread something. Maybe this is karma for destroying ours back on Synikos.
That's what it was. Synikos. Man, these names.
Damn it, Donald.
You really are a rancorous nerd. Yes, they brought it back. That was my favorite line of the original game. You're a rancorous nerd.
I am, sweetheart.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I thought he was just owning up to it. I was like, all right, yeah, sure, totally. Don't call me that.
I'm sorry, sweet. I'm sorry, Sarah. The thing is, I don't want us freezing to death like on Synikos. So... I'm stripping the ship's igniter. Should have enough battery to keep us warm. And if things get nasty, we can reload the gun's laser battery with it. Awesome. Great job, Donald. I like your initiative. Thanks, I guess, but the igniter won't last forever. What are we gonna do? What is this place? I wish Burden was here to lead us. Hey, man. I may not be a legendary soldier, but I led one of the greatest revolutions of the century. 'Cause I am actually George Washington. The American Revolution is what I'm referring to. You'll have to do with second best. I hope that's okay with you. So, what we'll do now is... Shaman?
I can see some temples in the distance. I've never seen one in person, but they resemble the ones my father told me about. I guess I'll have to give you a crash course in Apamahun culture.
Of course, Shaman probably loves this. He's eating it up.
Those are Dunarai. They were built by our ancestors as navigational devices. Hell of an investment for a fancy beacon. With all due respect. Well, They're not meant to guide you through this land, but through time. What? For the Up-Mahun, time is not constant, like in human science. Time is a sea. You can sail in any direction. And through the Dunarai, our god, the scholar of paths, talks to us.
Yeah? And how come the Up-Mahun are extinct if they can manipulate time? Huh? Riddle me that, shaman.
As I said, your human perception of time only allows you to imagine a line on which you can only go forward or backwards in your wildest dreams. But time is an ocean, and not existing today just means that this direction is a dead end for the Up-Mahun, like walking through a forest and finding a cliff you can't overcome. Well, you don't just stop walking. You can still go wherever you want, you just have to walk in a different direction, and not only backwards.
Except time doesn't work like that, man.
Get real, shaman. Humans don't have the capacity to even begin to understand it. So this crappy metaphor is the only thing we have to outline what time is for the Up-Mahun.
Alright, leg is safe, man. You'll be okay, but you won't be able to stand on your feet for a couple months. I mean, unless you want to do something dumb and walk on your feet. But I don't recommend it. I'm a doctor. And by the way, I believe I kind of understand the Up-Mahun concept of time.
Slow down there, buddy. I don't think so. What I just told you is like the version my father used to tell me at bedtime when I was a brat. A little baby shaman with a baby mask on. Please. Please.
Okay, now that we've learned some more about your culture, what do we do?
The Dunarai should be connected with moments in time. If I focus, I might be able to track Burden's essence. I've felt it ever since we started towards the nebula.
Wait, you have real powers? What? I always thought you were just an epic phony.
Shh. ...
Come again?
Sorry. I was just clearing my throat. But that's an Up-Mahun equivalent to holy shit. I found it. I can feel him. The very same essence I felt when he destroyed the matriarch. But you're not going to like this.
Oh, here we go.
The Dunarai we have to go to is located above the clouds.
I told you, the ship is completely wasted.
I know. And it would be great to have it working, but we can still get there.
How?
Climbing a big fucking mountain. Boom.
An hour ago, I was excited at the prospect of climbing a mountain. But the air is becoming colder and colder as we go up. Are they just dragging him? That's great. Some of us being past 60 isn't helping either. I'm a doctor. I know what's good for past 60-year-olds. Come on. This is going to be fun. Breathing fresh air, being in some unknown place in the universe, discovering an ancient culture. A lot of people would pay to be in your place. Yeah. Surviving a trip through some supernatural nebula just to crash into a mystical alien planet with no hope of return? I love your concept of fun. You forget we're also on a quest to save the universe.
Right. Totally unbeatable.
So, Shaman, are we close? Are we there yet?
Well, we are closer because we've been walking for an hour up this mountain, you idiot. Donald, are you dumb? Don't ask dumb questions. But, because, we're not even close. Probably still about 15 kilometers to the peak. 15 space kilometers.
Well, I'll set 15,400 meters on my mission data, because I'm a rancorous nerd. It's important not to lose sight of our team status, battery, and distance traveled if we all want to make it out of this alive. So it looks like these are going to be our limiting variables, right? How professional. I see you've learned a lot from your challenges life's put you through. You say challenges. I say trauma. Ba-dum. In any case, let me know if you want to check on the mission status. So he's the Brandon of this mission. Thanks. How's the igniter doing? I can barely feel the heat from here. It's working full steam. I didn't expect the climb to be so cold. If someone's temperature is too low, being closer to the igniter will help. But at this rate, it'll barely have enough energy to reach the top. If we're planning on reloading our weapons using the igniter's battery, it might not even last that long. I should mention I'm carrying several first aid injections on myself. We can restore anyone's stamina or body temperature in an emergency case. And I don't believe we'll be engaging in heavy combat precisely. So, we should be fine, right? Right? Well, about that. I don't know exactly where the myth ends and the truth begins, but the Dunnerai should be guarded by the Merholry. Should be guarded by the Merhalry. What? Are they deadly? Were you planning on mentioning them anytime soon? Damn, Shaman. Come on, man. This is vital information. The legend speaks of spectral warriors. Personal guard to Admiral. If you had let me talk about my culture a little bit more, maybe it would have come up in the last hour. I don't know. Look, I'm not pointing any fingers. But, look, so these guys hunt trespassers and steal their body heat. Straight up. Turning them into frozen statues as warning to future invaders. It's real messed up. That sounds a little too supernatural, even for the Upmoon. Well, we were just warped through some divine nebula, so expect nothing. Be prepared for anything. Let's hope they don't exist, but if they do, let's pray laser beams are effective against them. Remember what I taught you. In combat, don't trust your weapon. Trust yourself. Yes, sir. Team, since it seems we got a ways to go, and it won't be getting any easier, let me give you some advice on climb survival. Now take note, the one who leads the march, in this case Liam, is the one who consumed the most stamina. Leading blocks the wind from the team, and it puts him in charge of setting the safest path for watching out for terrain and anomalies. It can be pretty draining, physically and mentally. The tail of the pack is the safest spot. It presents almost no wind resistance and the snow will be well trodden by our steps. It's the sweetest spot to recover some stamina. I'm not complaining, but carrying weight also drains a bit of extra stamina, so we'll eventually have to swap duties. Sorry about that. I'm not just talking about you. The igniters or even the weapons will be an extra toll in these conditions. Gotta be careful. Help each other out. Basically, those who feel strong should lead the climb, and those who are worn out should rest at the back of the pack. It seems we've got a lot on our plate, so let's take Donald's advice and keep thoughtful track of our resources. Dr. Zenez, keep track of the team's stamina and corporeal warmth. My pleasure. Donald, as you are already doing, focus on the mission's overall status and our distance traveled. All right? Jack, I hope you don't end up needing it, but keep track of our combat assets like our ammo and team power. Understood. I know we're all conscious that this might be our final battle, and that the fate of the universe rests on our shoulders. So I'll just say one more thing. Let's fucking do this.
Alright. Stamina loss, warmth loss, 14 on both. Stamina loss, 15. Warmth loss, 8. Stamina loss, 18%. Warmth recovery, 40%. Ignited battery, 85. Sarah, stamina loss, 5. Warmth loss, 8. Rifle ammo, 15. Stamina recovery, 3%. Warmth loss, 14%. Gun ammo, 6%. And Shaman? Shaman is incapacitated. Let's do this. I think most of these have been covered. As a group, we move slower. We have to set the pace to the slowest member of our team if we want to stick together. So it's better to have all of us a little tired than just one of us completely exhausted. Because it's all about how fast we can get to the next shelf where we can catch our breath and save energy. But it's a simple fact that smaller groups move faster, so the fewer we are, the faster we'll climb. I guess it's better to survive as a few than to die as a team. But let's try to keep casualties to a minimum, right? Let's keep climbing for now. So, let's say we do find Burden. Then what? I've been thinking a lot about this. Based on Agent Amber's documents from the Everdusk, and what Burden told me during our final fight, he doesn't remember a thing until he's isolated in outer space, about to crash with the Matriarch. So, even if we really are able to find him and we tell him to change the past, he won't remember until he's about to face me that last time. Given that, I'll have to try and convince him once and for all using the advantage of hindsight. I'll tell him to choose Xenolifer in order to avoid the Constellar Federation's supremacy, and just pray that that's enough to save the universe.
And what about us? We'll just die?
I don't know, Donald. Maybe we can finally rest, find new lives in this godforsaken timeline, or even find a way out through Abun technology. I don't really care. Well, I do, so I'll start thinking on what we'll do next. If it keeps you climbing, go for it. Alright, inject boost, team status, set weapon, see team status. Oh, okay. These are the current readings for the team. So Liam is still doing good. I think once it's in the 70s, maybe I'll try to mitigate some of that. Mission status. How far we got? Distance to the next resting spot, 2,000 meters. Current travel speed, 500 meters per turn. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, interesting. So the igniter, the gun, the rifle, the shotgun. Huh, whatever. Let's just keep climbing. Hey, Sarah, can I ask you a question? Sure. Last time we met, I mean, many years ago, you seemed so helpless, and now you're an even better shot than Jack. The student always surpasses the master. What happened? ... We could say it was because of you, in a certain way. That doesn't sound very good. It doesn't. After the events of Synikos and the conflict with Xenolifer, I was profoundly traumatized. I felt impotent. Like, at any second, I could be the victim of some fate's whim. I needed to take the reins of my life, so I quit Everdusk. And our marriage. Ba-dum-boom. Yes, Donald. Yeah, like, get over it. It was 16 years ago. Like, I mean, I get it, but come on, man. I'm not that naive psychiatrist looking to cure people's souls anymore. Now I'm ready to crush whatever stands in my way. And you're doing what? If I'd have been like this back on Synikos, maybe Jack and Burden and I could have shot Liam down right there in that fucking cave. Whoa, easy there. Oh no, I accidentally skipped over one. You're not the only one haunted by regret, Liam. Fair enough. Anyway, I'm glad to know you're this tough now. Okay, so it looks like these two guys are kind of hunched over a little bit. Probably getting low on staminas. Our travel speed's a little bit slower since people are more tired. Jack's kind of rough on stamina. Liam's kind of rough on stamina. Liam's also kind of rough on warmth. So really, Liam needs to be in the second spot, or second to last spot. Actually, maybe Zinez should carry Shaman and be in second to last spot since he's a little bit colder than Sarah. And Sarah can go lead up front. I love this. This kind of like, there's some parallax in this foreground stuff. And it's all alien stuff. It looks really nice. Alright, I think I'm just gonna roll with this and then take it one step at a time. See where it leads us. Let's go, Sarah. Keep climbing. I have a personal question for you, if you don't mind, Shaman. Asking is as free as answering. Shoot, not with your gun, with your mouth. Ask the question. It's a turn of phrase. Ask the question. Okay. Are you an Opmahun half-breed? Or just adopted? She's getting sassy. The Opmahun are not able to reproduce with human beings. So yes, I am, as you would say, adopted. Yeah, you can't just ask someone if they're Opmahun. That's insensitive. On those little forms, like, they got Opmahun and they got, other. And they also have to say, like, I don't want to answer this. Legally, he's not Opmahun, but, like, culturally, he is. So he's like, other maybe? Or just like, I'd prefer not to answer. It's kind of crazy that human beings are able to reproduce with other species at all. Right? Right? Like, can't be the only one. How many mestizo types do you guys know? That's an established term. Isn't that the term for like, mixed Spaniard, like back in Mexico, like early Mexico times, right? I feel like that's an established term. Yeah, there you go. That sounds about right. Mestizo. Well, I know them all because of my job. The tale about a Jorgal Titan loving a human woman is just not true. Let's get real, guys. I mean, just logistically speaking, it doesn't make any sense. How come? Well, the only alien race with which we can naturally reproduce are the Rokars. Rokars. And that's because they can accept, deconstruct, and bear to maturity any viviparous type sperm. Then, any human Rokars female, which look mostly human, by the way. Let me just get that out on Front Street. Can reproduce with any other alien race. So, any mestizo human, as you call them, has a Rokars in their bloodline by force. So, Jorgal Titan half-breed assholes are in fact 33% human, 33% Titan, and 33% Rokar. Well, that's not exactly how it works. It's not like making a cocktail, Jack. Works for me. Shit. If I ever meet Alexander again, I'll ask him about his mama. You tell him, Jack. Alright, 1,100 meters, 400 meters per turn. Not even really paying attention to the igniter battery. Yeah, because that won't really come into play until we have to actually use our weapons. Alright, let's see what's up. Liam is 100% warm. He's feeling it. He's loving it. He's got the power. His stamina is mad low, though. It's the lowest of the bunch, so he needs to go to the back, and he needs to take off that igniter. We'll give the igniter to whoever is the coldest, who is Dr. Sinez. He has the igniter, the gun, and the shaman. Let's give him the rifle as well. Oh no, he can't hold the rifle and the gun at the same time. Okay, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll split it all up. So, we'll give her the rifle, because I trust her a lot more than I trust Donald with a gun. Rifle. Take the gun. And then Jack will carry the shaman. Giving Donald the gun maybe isn't the best idea. So maybe Zinez takes the gun again. Yeah, so that evens out their stamina loss. Although maybe I don't want even stamina loss. Maybe I want to really load it into one person so that way they can recover for a while. I don't know. I don't know the answers to these questions. Let's keep climbing. Liam, do you think the Constellar Federation would have gone this far if it wasn't for Xenolifer? What do you mean? After Xenolifer's fall, the Federation killed 2/3 of the alien population on Gactus 7 as a preemptive measure. Other planets, terrified at the idea of being next, supported the Federation's drastic actions. There were some minor protests, of course, but the Federation easily shut them down by feeling people's fears. Yeah, I still remember the propaganda they were spreading about Xenolifer threatening 8 different planets. It wasn't that hard to believe. Vengeance totally suits you. I swallowed it and went back to my job as chief of the counter-biological unit for the Federation. I don't regret developing the definitive cure against Medusa, but you did totally help the Federation consolidate their power. Your achievement is amazing anyway, Doc. But Jack, answering your question, I don't believe it was because of Xenolifer. I'll accept that we probably accelerated the process, yeah, sure. But the Constellar Federation was definitely aiming for this in the long run. At
least we forced them to show their hand. Man, you're always able to bend logic to your favor, aren't you? Yes, he is. Piping up in the back, shaman. Getting the deep digs in. How do you think a xenolifer won so much support back in the old days? Ha ha. Alright, so we lost a considerable amount of speed. But we have 700 meters left. So now they are ranked in order of exhaustion so far. Let's get her to take shaman. Let's get him to take the igniter. Wait, let's do this. Change position. Third. And then give Sarah the igniter. Give Jack shaman. Alright. Let's roll with this. Hey, Liam. Did I ever tell you that I met Alexander some time ago? Alexander who? The giant with the funny helmet that beat the shit out of me after we hijacked that space lab? Right, sorry. Actually, I never met them if you think about it. True? So, what happened? Did you return the favor? I could have, but I didn't. I met him at the Norrail camp. Federation had us digging for drilliv ores on some shitty dwarf planet. At first, I didn't recognize him at all. I mean, he wasn't wearing his helmet by then, but one day, he lent me his hand to help me get out of the trench. And shit, it all came back like hot steel against bare flesh. Never saw his face, but that hand, I'll never forget its texture, shape, and smell as it beat the crap out of me for weeks. And he literally tore you in half, Jack. Probably not on this timeline, because that would mean that you're dead, but you died. In that moment, I wanted to dig my thermo drill into his skull. But then I realized he was just doing his job. I myself have killed plenty of bastards for just a shy wage. I don't know if he remembered me, but we never talked about it. We worked together for 3 months, and then I got reassigned for kicking some dumb officer in the nuts. You did good. Plain revenge is not something worth fighting for. But I bet it felt good to trap us in that lab back on Synikos, didn't it, asshole? Won't lie, it felt great. But it wasn't revenge that I was after on that frozen planet. You know that. Whatever helps you sleep at night, boss. Now we're really getting some hunched over situations here. All right, 450 meters remaining, still going at 250 meters. So 2 turns now, theoretically. In theory, we will be able to rest up and I'll be able to regain stamina kind of across the board. So I just have to sort of maintain 36. That's pretty low. He'll be at 36, he'll be at like 39 or whatever. But then it'll just be one more turn and then they can all rest. He's gonna take a big hit. Ooh, goodness gracious. Donald. Oh man, that is gonna bring him in the 20s. He's gonna be at 27. Ugh. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Shaman, I mean no offense at all with this question, but you keep talking about Admiral, scholar of paths, etc. But really, this is just very advanced technology, isn't it? I mean, you talk about gods and spiritual warriors, but the things we've seen so far, we've had lights and wires and bear more than a passing resemblance to machines. I'd be offended if I didn't know that your questions are born of sincere ignorance. And I can't blame you, since humanity tends to see the concepts of religion and technology as opposites. But it's a mistake to believe that God, at least ours, isn't part of science. Don't know a lot about Admiral, but all other known theistic species don't relate their gods to technology. That's because the rest of the gods are not real. Boom! Sick diss. Boom. Hot takes. Come on, don't play the true god card. Sorry. I should have said the rest of the gods didn't exist before coming gods, okay? Alright, sure. The first problem comes when you try to understand every other culture through your own language. The equivalent for God in the Abmohan tongue doesn't have the exact meaning you might assume. Enlighten me then. We don't think of gods as almighty, omnipresent beings. They didn't even create the universe.
That's crazy. That is a crazy person's thought. I am realistic. This is real. My religion is the one true religion. I don't believe in these fairy tales that you believe in. Dr. Sinez. Our word for God is closer in definition to those who have ascended. Like up this mountain, as we are ascending ourselves. It's truly a complex thing to communicate in your tongue, but basically, any Atmahun can become a god. Through scientific, cultural, or social achievements, the community can choose to make you a god. And they will be watching. You know this crazy ability I have to feel electrical impulses and interface with technology without even touching it, right? Right? Yeah? Well, I'm like a cripple to them in terms of skill. The thing is that if you are chosen to become a god, the rest of the Atmahun accept you as one. And when you die, your knowledge is absorbed and replicated through the community, letting your career achievements become part of the collective mind, enriching the whole species. And that's how you get to develop time-bending technology that looks like magic to human beings. Sounds amazing. But, if what you say is true, how come the Atmahun have been defeated by humanity? Well, now your ignorance is showing, Dr. Zanesh. Oh no. Oh no. I accidentally clicked through Shaman's explanation. And if they're not interested in war, that's why their weapons suck. And we're proud of it. We never had to fight against ourselves, so we don't have the extensive history of war backing our progress that you humans do. Progress through collaboration or through conflict. We truly are radically different. Let's get mission status. We should be one stop away. And we're still at 250 meters per turn. I'm guessing 250 meters per turn is the slowest you can go. Hopefully, it can go no slower. Dr. Sinez, what's our team status? Alright, yeah, Donald's looking rough. Let's get him in the back pronto. Jack's a bit cold. Let's get Jack either the igniter or put the igniter very close to Jack. Whew! And now Warren Floss is really taking its toll. We can move him forward, or that'll take him from 41 to 21. Ooh! 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 Alright. I think I'm okay with that. And then we just have one left, right? This should be, theoretically, our last climb. Yeah, so let's do that. And then we can all rest, and we can be happy. The end. We find Marvin. Game over. Keep climbing. It's unbelievable that the Constellar Federation ended up being a hell of a lot worse than Xenolifer. Good choice, Burden. Way to go, buddy. Not gonna say I told you so, but... Sure, but who could stand by and allow the genocide you were after? At the time, it seemed reasonable. Now it seems an even smaller price to pay. Just think about all the alien races that have gone extinct in the last 20 years. But even if you don't give a fuck about other species, don't worry. As of today, the Constellar Federation has enslaved over 800 billion humans and killed too many more to count. That's a lot of humans. Man, we really branched out in the future. Call me a crazy revolutionary with no limits, but sacrificing Gactus 7 now looks like a joke compared to what the Federation's done. I know. The Constellar Federation has evolved into one of the worst calamities in human history. But even so, 4 billion innocent lives on Cactus 7. It's a matter of pragmatism. Be true to your moral principles, paving the road for the biggest dictatorship history has ever known, or sacrifice a single one of the countless planets humanity had conquered by force in order to stop them? ... Hey, I'm seeing some kind of little shrine. Whoop. No! No! GWBW.exe has stopped working. No! Xenolifer! Well, that's unfortunate. Do you guys think I could speedrun this? Twice. Let's just go. Damn it. Is this new dialogue? This is the worst. This is the worst. I just skipped a bunch of unique dialogue. This game. I love it, but come on, man. I'll just pick it up from here. Brandon is still the most advanced and empathetic android I've ever seen. And no one has successfully replicated it since. It saved our lives thousands of times back in the old days. If you hadn't been drowning in self-pity since your rupture with Sarah, I'm sure you would have developed something even more amazing by now. Thanks. Both for recognition and the sincere words. Let's also go to team status. Whoa, it's moving on me. All right, let's go. So yeah, we did see this. Let's skip through. All right, let's go. Shaman, I was wondering. You said the Dunrai are like time beacons for the Atmahun. Right. And we're climbing this one to find the Dunrai that causes Burden's time anomaly. Presumably, yes. Does that mean every Dunrai holds a different reality? There could be more people like Burden in the universe? It seems so. I think I know one more person with Burden's anomaly. Agent Amber, the woman who led Everdest's investigation on our friend. How is that possible? I mean, of all the people in the universe, that two people with the same condition will ever meet? What? You think the Dunrai are a casual thing? The Atmahun built every single temple with an intention. They didn't just randomly appear. It's more than likely that they affect each other for more complex time manipulation. Unlike Burden, Agent Amber was conscious of her own anomaly from the very beginning. That's why she shot herself when Burden was about to join Xenolifer. She knew she wasn't going to meet him again, so she presumably shot herself in order to immediately restart the investigation. I don't know why she kept the details about the anomaly from Burden, though. Maybe we're just living in a reality in which she kept silent as part of her experiments. I guess we'll never know. Team status. Alright, now stamina. Who else is what? So Jack has dope stamina right now. He's got killer stamina. Everybody else is at exactly 71%, even across the board. Maybe let's arrange things in order of significance and warmth. Alright, I think that works. That works for this turn. Keep climbing. Enduring this cold makes me feel sorry for stranding you on Sinaikos. Oh yeah? The cold wasn't the worst part. The worst part was praying every night that we didn't run out of food. And if we did, that the group would decide to eat the dog before you. No way, Donald. Marvin was never going to die. I would feed myself to Marvin before I killed that dog. Hey, there we go. Go on. Good job, Jack. How dare you? Poor Marvin. Shit. Poor Marvin my ass. I saw you staring at me and licking your lips, damn savage. Alright. Couldn't help it. I'm sorry. You look delicious. Have you ever seen yourself in a mirror? You look like a roast ham. I'd eat you right now. Like, if it came down to it, might not even have to come down to it. I'd just eat you right now. Like, look, if anyone's got to go, you're first, Donald. You're first. Everybody knows we all eat the rancorous nerds. That's just in our constituents. Like, you signed legal forms that said we gotta eat you first. That's just fact. Once a Legion nomad, forever a nomad. My survival instincts kicked in. And hey, take it as a compliment. You were the one who looked the tastiest. Man, me and this game, we're like, same page. Always the same page. Oh, gods. I'm sorry. I know it's not funny, but well, it is funny. Then don't you dare say you're sorry again, asshole. Man, Donald is really just like an incredibly disagreeable character. I don't really like that dude. Mission statement first. Donald, that's the only thing you're good for. Alright, so it looks like 2 more turns. Wow, we were at 250 meters per turn last time we got to this point, right? So let's roll with that. Why do we have to climb the highest fucking mountain on this planet? Damn, you know, nothing has ever been easy when burden is involved. Shaman felt that this is where we should head. So that's what we're doing. So we're walking into certain death, just on some tribal hunch. Hey, the day you can communicate with computers without touching them, we'll start following your hunches. Fair enough. Alright, yeah, I guess this will have to do for now. Keep climbing. Okay, we did see that one. This will get us through. Here's kind of the moment of truth. If this crashes, I might take a break. So here we go. My whole life I pictured myself after 70 sitting on a comfy couch, reading books in front of a fireplace. I know life never goes as expected, but to be climbing a mountain on an uncharted alien planet in order to save humankind? That's radical. Cheers to you then, Doc. Doc, I hope that when I'm past 70, I get to keep climbing mountains and saving worlds. Then believe me, Liam, life will put you on a comfy couch in front of a fireplace. Life's a bitch. Ha 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 ha. What a bitter end for a revolutionary. I'll pray that you have an epic death before that happens then. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Okay, I closed out her text box just in case. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, this shelf with some ancient shrine on it seems like a good spot to rest. Try to catch your breath before presuming the climb. So, Shaman, what's this? I don't know, but I feel it's alive. I mean, there's power feeding the machine. The slate reads as Hunoth Gua, the one who enacts commitment. Should I try to activate it? Go ahead. Whoa! I'll translate. The Dunrai you seek access to is no common one. Here is guarded the Gao immortality, the balance of time's fabric for one of the Gao. Are you willing to prove yourselves worthy of such gravity? What's the meaning of Gao? I mean, I was called Frangao in Xenolifer's glory days, and it supposedly meant the one who brings freedom. Gao can have different meanings. Hero, gambler, agent of change, or even the one at the other side. Mostly, Gao's meaning comes from its complement. Fron, in this case, marks your Gao stand for hero. I see. The question is not rhetorical, though. We can interact with this shrine. Are you willing to commit to the Opamahun? Hell yeah, I am. You said so yourself, Shaman. This is one true God, right? Like, ain't no denying it. That's a fact. Hell yeah. Watch out! Whoa! What's this? It's asking us to carry this stone to the next shrine. No! No! We already had such a tough time with all these people. We don't need a shrine. Yeah? And what's the deal? There's no deal. You can decide to drop it whenever you want. I guess we won't discover its meaning unless we do it. Oh, how nice of the Opmu. Even if I could translate it for you, commitment doesn't have precisely the same meaning in my culture as it does in yours. It's up to you. I see. Okay, let's move. Oh, man. Dog. Alright, hopefully we got lots of stamina regain stuff. Let's check on the mission status. Let's see, 2,619 meters, 500 meters per turn. That was more than last time, wasn't it? Last time it was 2,500 meters. Great. And also, it's implied that this is not the last leg of the journey. Hopefully it's just 3 stops. Awesome. Stamina is 100% across the board. Perfect. I think we can do this. Right now, we have to consider warmth. Take commitment stone. Now you take the igniter. Oh yeah. Stamina loss 12 is not that bad. It's really not. Can it be turned off to save energy? It continually burns turns, but also whenever you end up using your weapons to fight off whatever might come ahead, that uses up charges that you can refresh with the igniter. And you have to decide whether you want charged weapons or warmth. So this is base energy preservation right now. Keep climbing. I guess this will unearth unpleasant memories, but why did Xenolifer disintegrate? You guys don't seem to have lost your fighting spirit. Well, keeping a revolution moving for 10 years was hard enough on its own. But then the matriarch, undefeated for 7 years, was blown to pieces by a single guy. And, on top of that, the Constellar Federation executed 2/3 of Cactus 7's alien population, killing a couple thousand humans, presumably Xenolifer's supporters, along the way. In a matter of months, we lost practically all of our support. People were afraid of being caught in the Xenolifer witch hunt. And when it comes down to it, the rights of other species aren't worth fighting for when your own survival is at risk. Can't blame them. I see. In the end, only the craziest of us kept fighting against the unwinnable. But guess what? Burden taught me that it only takes one person's will to change the universe. I see something coming. Doing okay there, buddy? So that was one of the bad guys. Donald's at 40% warmth. So yeah, that brought him down real cold. Okay, so from a warmth perspective, let's move him to 4th. So Donald's gonna heat right up. He's gonna be 80% next turn. Jack's gonna have mitigated warmth decay. Sarah mitigated warmth decay as well. Zinez and Liam are both gonna take pretty big hits, particularly Liam. All right, we're still doing 500 per turn, which is great, but we got a long ways to go. You should assess team's firepower. Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't even really dig into this. I thought this was going to be something that might take a turn. All right, let's run with this. What was that? It seems the Merlery are real. The warriors who guard the Darai. They look like machines projecting specter holograms to me. No one said they were living beings, but I'm sure they can be deadly if we let our guard down. The legend tells us they can steal our body warmth. And that's the last thing we want up here. Yeah. Ending up as one of those ice sculptures you mentioned earlier isn't the death I pictured for any of us. As long as we shoot them down before they get to us, we'll be safe. Okay, but let's not go crazy and empty the igniter's whole battery into them. We'll have to carefully balance our risk-reward options here. Oh, right. So you could reload weapon, and that would go use up battery. Donald, mission status. Bronto. Alright, we're still doing good. 400 meters, a little bit slower than we had been, but we're making a lot of progress. Oh, I wonder if they regenerate stamina at different rates. So if Jack regenerates stamina quite quickly, then maybe he's the kind of guy who can, carry a lot of weight and then go recover real quick. Carry a lot of weight, go recover real quick. She can go 4th. And let's put him 3rd. And that'll keep him close to them for warmth. Donald can carry the commitment stone. And Liam can just keep doing what he's doing. Keep on keeping on. Set weapon. Ooh, interesting. Single round, 3-round burst. Or hold fire. Huh. Alright, let's keep climbing. Oh. Boom! Still rocking 400 meters per turn, which is perfect. That's great. Alright, so let's get Zinez. The igniter. Let's get Liam right next to the igniter, all the way in the back, because he needs to rest. Let's keep climbing. It's heartbreaking to climb with all these other temples in the distance. What do you mean, Pop? The Opamahun manipulate time in a way we can't comprehend. Am I the only one going mad thinking about the futility of what we're doing?
I've been thinking about that myself, but I try to keep those thoughts at bay.
What the hell do you two mean? If Burden's trapped in a loop that makes him relive the same 7-year time span millions of times over, it means there are millions of versions of our universe, potentially an infinite amount of them. If that doesn't drive you crazy already, multiply that by each Dunrai in sight. We're completely meaningless. Shit. I guess I didn't want to know that.
On top of that, our quest is meant to save another reality, not our immediate one.
For God's sake, this is exactly what I meant about keeping those thoughts at bay. I can totally understand how you feel. It was the same for me when I was but a child, learning about the Abmuhun culture and their vision of the universe. It may be way too much for our human minds to handle. You can't help but wonder if anything you do has any meaning, and why you should care about anything at all. I myself spent some years tormented and depressed as a young boy growing up in a culture that was far beyond his comprehension. One day, I can't really recall the reason, I killed the pet Gurkwal my father gave me for my 12th birthday by beating it to death with a stick.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yes, it was. Quite horrible. My father, instead of punishing me, hugged me and asked me why I had done what I did. Crying, I yelled at him that... what was the point? The damned animal was just alive in every other reality. I asked him why I should care about anything at all. What was the reality that matters? A single word erased any doubt I had for the rest of my days. Dunrai. Huh? All of them. That's the meaning of Dunrai. So our efforts are the opposite of meaningless. The dimension of our actions is so enormous that we might be overwhelmed by its size. We can't give up on any single universe, just as Burden didn't every time he stopped us. So engrave this in your minds. Finding Burden and delivering this message may not change our present, but it could change every new future after he goes back with our message. Dunrai. Wow, thank you.
Dunrai, my friend. Dunrai.
I see something coming. Come on, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Oh, great. 4 turns left at this speed. Whew. That's rough. Alright, Zinez has 13 warmth. It's not a whole hell of a lot. And you've got the igniter on your back already. Donald needs the most recovery. Sarah next. And then Dr. Zinez, Liam, and Jack. Yeah. So that is kind of a perfect order. Change firepower. 100%. Perfect. I say that's a lock. The Holistic Empire went out with a bang, huh? Shit. Those assholes were crazy. But they had balls of steel. I never liked them. But I have to acknowledge that, even if they did have some insane cult built around their empire. Their savage system of meritocracy is the closest thing to true freedom humanity has seen in the last few centuries, even if it was wild and merciless. Hey, being a Legion nomad was a lot like that, but without the Emperor worshipping thing. So my people totally beat them on freedom. Yeah, okay. But you were only a couple thousand in number. I wouldn't call that a nation. So freedom is about quantity now. Fuck you. Ha 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 ha. But you're right. I don't think anybody will be beating the Holistic Empire where balls are concerned for a long, long time. Sending every last holistic ship crashing into the Federation homeworld after blowing all their ammo? They didn't win shit. But the Federation is still fixing the damage on Cadstone. They even had to move their capital to another planet. That must have hurt their pride. I wouldn't count on the Constellar Federation to have any kind of emotion, not even pride. At this point, they're just a ruthless machine. True. But that final holistic bang, that had to hurt. I want to imagine it did. Build a self-destruction mechanism into every holistic planet? I don't even want to think about how much that had to cost. It's like the Emperor knew he'd lose the war eventually, so he was prepared to leave a proper impression on the galaxy. They destroyed 30% of the Federation ships. It's the biggest blow the Federation has ever taken. I miss those holistic bastards.
Stockholm Syndrome kicking in.
You. Meow. It is heated. Goodness gracious. That's still 3 turns out. Man, this commitment stone better pay off in a big way. I say let's roll with that. We're getting there.
So, anybody know what's become of our friends at the ECUK? I heard the organization was completely shut down once the Constellar Federation started to amass absurd amounts of power. I guess that after getting rid of every other dictatorship, independent organizations were next. Well, it may seem like they disappeared, but as the one who kept his job the longest, I'm willing to bet they're still operating. I even managed to get a promotion in the following 6 years after Xenolifer disintegrated. 6 damned years for a promotion, Donald. I wouldn't say that as if it was some kind of achievement. I know. Don't be so hard on our man, Sarah. Don't mind it, Liam. Well, the thing is that I'm sure the Everdusk haven't disappeared. What the Constellar Federation saw of the Everdusk, what we all saw, it was just the tip of the iceberg. We never knew a lot about the organization structure, and in all of our years of service, not one of us ever met its directors. Their motives are obscure. All that stuff about being the company for the universe knowledge, what does that even mean? So I'm sure they've just removed the tip of the iceberg. The machinery will keep working under the surface, slowly advancing towards their objectives. You wouldn't believe the rumors in the months before they officially shut everything down.
Huh. This gets interesting.
There were these rumors of the shutdown that had us all worried. So I started eavesdropping on a few of my superiors, just to know if I had to start looking for a new job. And I heard these crazy theories about the leaders of the Everdusk not being human.
Oh, shut up. These rumors are as old as the Everdusk. People just make up stories to explain things they don't understand.
Yeah, but these were Everdusk officials. And in the meeting room, they were showing a map of uncharted space with some weird symbols on it.
What? No shit.
Nah, I made that up on the fly to shut Sarah's mouth. I'm sorry.
Asshole.
But the thing is, they really were talking about the leaders being aliens. And these weren't just maintenance guys. They were officers. Officers?
Yeah. I bet they were mocking you because they noticed you were spying on them.
I'm afraid we're gonna have to drop something off. I really don't want to have to drop something off, but we might need to.
So let me get this straight. Based on what you've been researching, Burden is trapped in a time loop from Legan Desert to Xenolifer's fall, right?
And I know it not only based on my investigation. Burden himself told me that he was trapped in a loop and had relived our battle millions of times. That's how he ended up defeating me. No way he could have done that without superpowers.
I tried to convince him to aid Xenolifer, but his resolution was admirable. His resolution? You're still trying to convince him to join you even 20 years later? I think you've got him beat when it comes to resolution. Thanks. You know what tortures me? To think that this is the official timeline. Having defeated Burden 1,000,000 times to 1 means that in 99% of other timelines, Xenolifer wins. And sometimes, I wonder if that's enough. No, that's not enough. Time is an ocean, and I won't forgive a single wave in which slavery triumphs if I can fight it.
Damn well said, Shaman. I'm glad to have you by my side until the bitter end.
We're in a real tight spot here. Oh my goodness. 2 more turns? Liam has a stamina of 2. Oh wow, there are 3. And both heat shots and stamina shots. That's useful. Let's get Liam.
Oh, that felt good.
Liam's at 100%. Holy hell. Let's go with this.
Sarah?
Yes, Donald. how to put this. In all these years we've been separated, I see you've become quite familiar with combat. So? Well, I was wondering, have you killed anyone? Hey, that's not a nice thing to ask, man. Well, Jack, I think I have the right to ask her some personal questions. It's okay. No, I haven't. Why do you say that as if you're ashamed? That's amazing. Yeah, I've never been in actual combat. Are you happy? Yes. Listen to your ex-husband, Sarah. We don't think less of you for not having killed anyone. On the contrary, I envy you. Living without blood on your hands must be awesome. I guess so. 19 meters. Dr. Sinez. 2 stamina. 6 warmth. So, okay, here's what I'll do. I'll give you a boost, but I want to ration out the boost, so you'll get a heat boost. So now you don't have to worry about carrying the ignition. So you can be in either of these 2 spots. Everybody will just barely make it. And we'll get to rest. If you were born in a different place and time, if you didn't have to fight for anything, what would you have wanted to be? Doctor? A normal one, I mean. Engineer? A normal one, I mean. Soldier? A normal one? Wait, I'm that already. If I hadn't been born as a nomad on Legion, I'd want to be an actor. Starring in action movies while I'm kicking ass and taking names. Stuff like that. So basically the same, but faking it. And with happy endings, not real death and suffering. What about you, Sarah? I don't know. I really liked being a psychiatrist, but I felt like I wasn't being challenged, so I joined Everdusk. Then there were too many challenges, so I became a warrior, though I haven't been in real combat yet. But what I truly wanted to be as a kid was gods. This is shameful. Spit it. Forget it. It's not even a profession. A princess. She always wanted to be a fairy tale princess. Donald, don't be an asshole. Sorry, Yeah, I was obsessed with marrying a prince and living in a cute fucking castle. Well, that seems pretty normal in a little girl. Obsessed about it until she was 15. Yikes. I'm going to kill you, Donald. But yes. And when I was 17, I realized there was something wrong with me. So that's why I took up psychiatry. Well, being a princess is totally overrated. What about you, Shaman? A cook. That'd do for a great TV show, Cooking with Shaman. Learn the tasty secrets of Up Mahone. Your turn, Liam. I don't know. I'm pretty fucked up. I couldn't do with a calm life. I'd probably end up looking for whatever conflict I could find. I'd pick a side and I would try to solve it. For me, I was like that before I started the revolution. I guess I'm completely hopeless. I wouldn't expect any less from the only man who's ever been able to pose a serious threat to the Constellar Federation. Huh. I think I can see one of those shrines in the distance. Hell yeah. Now we're in Skyrim land. Now we're talking. Well, another shrine. We can recover our stamina, but we shouldn't hang around here for long if we want the igniter to last until the peak. Shaman, what does it say? This one's Dorlek Gao. The pilgrim drowned in regret. Nice. Activated. Interesting. This shrine has detected the commitment stone and says it will reward us for our deed. This stone has the power to restore our warmth and improve our resilience. It's asking us to leave it on the ground. Hell yeah. Now we're talking. Resilient. Whoa, that felt good. So nice of the Upmahun. Shaman, does the altar say anything else? Yeah, here's 2 more commitment stones. Yes. It reads as follows. The heaviest weight you carry is in your soul. What haunts you from past times keeps you from future ones. The one with the sorest burden shall answer the darkest question. Burden. Well, do you want the shrine to pose its question?
Well, I guess I'm the one with the sorest burden, so shoot.
Well, Liam, it seems that yours is not the sorest burden.
What?
Donald, this question is for you, because you're a fucking rancorous nerd and nobody likes you.
What? Me?
You, the one with the deepest regret. We'll grant you the power to erase the deepest of your sorrows. Do you want to get the love of your life back?
Hey, that's not fair. I don't have a say in it. Donald, don't you even dare. Can I really have Sarah back?
Donald! So, do you want to get the love of your life back?
Oh, tough choice.
The alignment of this stone is hilarious. It looks like it's just rising and descending into and out of her hat. Donald obviously would want her back, right? Like, that's all he's been talking about this entire time. It's been 16 years. You can't get a break. But also, like, Sarah doesn't want him back. So, Donald's well-being is great because I think he's more valuable than Sarah for the team, because he gives us mission reports, right? So from a strictly clinical, logical perspective, it's more important to keep Donald happy than it is to keep Sarah happy. Earlier, I was considering just dumping Sarah. So I'm leaning towards yes, even though it's the proposition that the question is posing seems incredibly unethical. Any way you look at it, less people is probably better for the group as a whole. But also, I kind of just want to see these gods flex their powers, right? And if I'm answering this from the perspective of Donald, like, Donald is weak, and he wants this more than anything. So he would say yes. It's tough. Donald would say yes. I would say no. Gods will be watching, asking the tough questions, just like Xenolifer versus Ever does. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think yes is probably the most interesting one, so I think I'll go with that. I keep coming back to yes. I don't really want yes, but everything kind of points me to yes. Donald wants to watch the world burn, especially since it's so cold. Whoa. Okay, shaman. Read that thing. This one's Dorlek Gao, the pilgrim drowned in regret. What? It says that the timeline we live in isn't real. That Donald accepted the shrine's proposal already. No way. It seems that in an alternate timeline, Sarah divorced Donald years ago. After leaving him, she trained intensely and became a capable... Oh, snap. So she's like way worse with a gun now. Yeah, her total outfit changed back to the Everdusk outfit that they were wearing on Sinaikos, I believe. But without her, Donald became a shadow of himself. So when the shrine offered to give him the love of his life back, he accepted it. Oh my God, Donald, that's so sweet. You kept loving me even in other realities. I don't know what to think of this. Call me crazy, but inside me, I can feel it's true. And I can't help but feel bad about it. The shrine asks if you'd like to undo what you've done. Oh no! Donald, no! So, that's it. Love or life? Are the Atmahun just a bunch of assholes? Watch it. So we can stay here with a happy Donald and a weak Sarah. Or go back to reality with a strong Sarah and a hopeless Donald. I'm not weak. I just have different skills. Please, Donald, don't do it. I don't want to stop loving you. I was totally on board with, like, okay, I made my choice. Because now I want to go back. I I really do want to go back. We never really actually used Sarah as somebody with a gun, though. I guess I didn't really piece that together. That she would have a high accuracy with the gun, even though they talked about her being like skilled and trained with the gun. I just never pieced that together. So in this timeline, Sarah is more expendable, which is probably better for the group. Like Donald's happier, so that means that he probably fatigues a lot less. And Sarah's not as good of a shot with the gun, but I didn't really use her much to begin with. But there's something about calling it the original timeline that makes me go like, we should go to the original. We should go to like the base timeline, the one that matters, the one that we came from. This is almost a harder question, because now I've gotten a little taste of it. Assuming we keep all individuals, the other timeline is better because that actually makes Sarah useful. Whereas previously I didn't really see her as useful at all, and here she's not. Yeah, it might make Donald worse, and Donald's not great to begin with. Really, the only thing he has going for him is the fact that he can tell us how far we have left. This was a fun flight of fancy, but I feel like I gotta stay true. I gotta stay true to original OG timeline. We made it through with the commitment stone. We don't have that anymore. Plus, we get to see that. Well, Liam, it seems that yours is not the sorest burden. What? Donald with his question? Oh, okay. Interesting. I wonder if they'll have a, are you sure? If you press no, but I'm guessing not. But then again, I guess they wouldn't last time. So I'm going to go with no. I couldn't forgive myself. Yeah, like even in the other timeline, he was like, I don't know that I feel totally on board with this. Theoretically, deep down, he's maybe not a total monster. I'm ready to die for her. I love you so much, Sarah. And I want you to be happy. So we had better forget about this damn Mahun trick and keep climbing. Thank you, Donald. Alright, let's move. Alright, we're heading out. Man, my throat's something sore. Oof. Man, that resting spot keeps getting further and further out. Oh yeah, everybody's doing good. Oh, actually we need, because since everybody's at 110%, you can't recover more stamina than you have, so we need to start off with backloading the weight. It's pretty evenly dispersed, I feel. It's a good setup. It's amazing how just a couple of decades without opposition so significantly affects the universe. Yeah. How can a nation go from being perfectly civilized to enslaving humans in just 20 years? They planned it quite well. It all started with the decimation of aliens as a preemptive measure to stop a xenolifer. They had built their empire on the backs of slaves, and the slaughter of the alien populations they relied on left a gaping hole in their mechanism. But it was a setup, cold and calculated. With their lifestyles at risk, people didn't hesitate to support the bill that replaced the death penalty with a life sentence of slave work. That's how human slavery started. And over the next few years, slave work sentences mysteriously started to grow in numbers. Exactly. And since they were imposing new slavery regulations almost monthly, nobody even bothered to protest when they were quietly declared slavery to be a hereditary condition. Yeah, I remember that to humanize lifelong sentences, we allow inmates to have their own families bullshit. Now, the human slave population is equal to the alien one. And the worst thing is that even most slaves are okay with it. If you're not okay with it, they simply relocate you to hazardous work. Meaning a quick death to some mining accident or to failed human experimentation. Damn. Saw some sick shit there. I'm sorry. Let's keep climbing so we can get rid of this shitty universe. I see something coming. Pow, 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 pow. Keep climbing. Sure. We saw this earlier, before the game crashed. Oh. Shoot him down. Boom. Thankfully, they've only been coming one at a time so far. Oh, man, that's some heavy losses for most of these guys. But okay. At least we don't have that damn stone with us. Alright, keep climbing. So, let's say we do find Burden. Then what? We read this one previously as well. Oh! Another one coming! Oh, snap. Ooh. Good job, Sarah. Emma, good call. I will reload his weapon. Full reload. Let's roll with that. I'm feeling good about that. I've never been a revolutionary. I understand why some people opt for an easy life and just pray for everything to be alright. I've been there. But having known people like you, and having seen what the Constellar Federation has turned into, I don't understand why there's not a war going on. Why there aren't millions of people rising against them. I mean, 20, 30 years ago, you could just say, whatever, fuck the aliens. But the Federation is even openly enslaving humans now. Like it or not, Donald, the grand majority of people are like you. Rebels, revolutionaries, freedom fighters, we're a dying breed. The Constellar Federation did an excellent job not just in conquering worlds, but also in educating them. But in a few years, it will be nothing but a tale. Independent thought has been one of the biggest casualties of the last century. The Constellar Federation now has the technology and the power to breed a meek humanity. I see. So we had better get this right. Resorting to a legend on the slim chance that we might be able to change the past doesn't seem so wild now, huh? If we fail, we'd better pray there are more crazy guys like us out there trying to make things right. Or the universe as we knew it is done for good. Oh, so not too bad. Not too bad. Man, at the next one they're probably gonna give me another stone. Right. Sergeant Burden is playing the guitar on top of the mountain. That's totally headcanon, right? Like, that's 100% accurate. The acoustics out here are probably really great. Keep climbing. Jack, hope you don't mind me asking this out of the blue, but how did you end up being a fugitive? Ah, well, life after Burden isn't the brightest part of my story. Xenolife are out of the picture. Burden lost forever in space, and the Everdusk getting shadier every day. I quit and tried to enjoy quiet life. Not fighting for me and all that shit. The normal, boring life had me drinking more and more and caring less and less. The bar I used to hang out at was frequented by this group of mercenaries. When they weren't on missions, they were wasting their money in that hole. They let me join their card games and we'd end up swapping stories. One day, they were one man short for a job, and I knew I was likely to get myself killed with my unhealthy routine. So I thought some action and money couldn't hurt. Well, I'll spare you the details. We ended up on the wrong ship and we were caught in a small conflict with the Federation. Lucky bastard I am. Just a couple months prior, the slave labor penalty for war crimes had been approved. So I ended up becoming a fucking slave. After everything I did for those goddamn Constellar Federations. After 9 years of slavery in some of the worst positions you can imagine, Sarah helped me break free. You did? That's amazing. And that's even before I trained her to be a killing machine. I happened to be looking for Jack in the midst of my existential crisis, so he could teach me how to be tough or something. And when I discovered he was spending his life as a fucking slave, I couldn't take it. So I bribed a few officers and had Jack reassigned to the toxic mining wards. I made it look like a personal vendetta. And it seemed like a lot of Federation officials were eager to be rid of him. Damn.
I thought I was done for good when they told me I was being sent to the mines. I drank a bottle of wine and crashed a drill ship against the slave transport vessel before it got to the mining world. Craziest thing I've ever done, but damn, I never felt so alive. Then I realized I may have drank a bit too much to put up a decent fight. Not that I was any good sober. Luckily, Jack took it from there, and we miraculously escaped a damaged drill ship. This crazy bastard crashed the drill ship so close to the cells that she almost got us all sucked into space. And you can't pin any success on me alone. The rest of the slaves were just as eager to kill some feds as we were. Feds! I want to think they took over the ship and escaped to some paradise planet after we got out. Who knows? So, does that answer your question? Yep. It was a great story, too. I'm glad I asked. I see something coming. Pow, 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 pow. Boom. This game does a really great job of making these missions feel endless. Just agonizing. Alright, let's go. I have a personal question for you if you don't mind, Shaman. We already read this one. That guy. Shoot him. Jack just shot him straight forward. Like, what are you doing, man? He's behind you. Another one. Whoa. Running low on ammo, guys. Keep climbing. Hey. What's your favorite alien race? What do you mean favorite? They're not animals. It's not like preferring cats or dogs. Come on, don't be like that. There's a huge variety of known alien races. There's nothing wrong in finding one more appealing than the other. Yeah? What do you fancy most of them? Black people or white people? Come on! You know it's not the same at all. It's more like, what do you prefer, blondes or brunettes? There's more to a woman than her hair color, Jack. Oh, come on! You two? I know. It's what's on the inside that counts. I'm fond of rock artists. And like my women with dark hair and big curves. Oh, shit. That came out of the blue. Donald, mission status. Bow, 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 bow. One more turn. Alright, yeah, sure. We only got one left. It's unbelievable that the Constellar Federation ended up being a hell of a lot worse than Xenolife. I think we did this one as well. Yep. It's a good sign, though, that we're getting more repeated dialogue, because that means that we're closer to the end, I feel. Alright, another stopping point. Finally, the next shrine. Hopefully this is the last one before the end. I don't know that I could handle much more, but since there's no saving, I don't really have much of an option. Let's catch our breath, hit this shrine, and then we need to keep moving. This one, the Rothal Gao, the temptation of the wise man. Nice. Activated. It reads as follows. We feel one of the Atmon among you. We know him worthy, Dervan, son of Tignanai. Tignanai. Man, these names. We offer to transport this one to the peak. Oh my god, yes, please. We shall take care of his needs until the ones who follow complete their trial. Are you Dervan? I am. You thought my name was Shaman. You fool. You stupid child. Nobody calls their child Shaman. That's ridiculous. It's an honorific. Haha. Shaman doesn't like us to call him by his true name since we can't pronounce it correctly. It's not just that. Altmahun names are more sacred, more meaningful and powerful than you can possibly understand. That's why I keep it secret, and only trust it to those closest to me. I'd appreciate it if you'd all keep calling me Shaman. Sure, no problem. So, the shrine is asking us to warp you to the peak or something? It seems so, and I wouldn't mind. I know I've been a burden so far. But do you get my joke? Because the guy we're following after, he goes by Sergeant Burden. My people were big fans of wordplay. That's true. Our chances will be better if we don't have to carry so much weight with us. But the altar being called the temptation of the wise man makes it sound like a trap. But maybe the temptation is to try and outsmart the shrine. Don't choose lightly, Liam. Damn, you're not helping at all, man. Whatever you choose, I trust you. Just listen to your instincts. Should I let the shrine warp me to the peak then? Alright, so Bryce believes that if he is transported up, we might not be able to activate more shrines. So we will more easily be able to make it to the top, but we will not have the aid of every shrine at our disposal. Which is fine. We really just need resting spots, right? Resting spots would theoretically not be affected by this. Which, seeing how much easier it was to get up without the stone, like, I'm super tempted by this. Anything to help us all get up easier, I think, is a good thing. And also, yeah, the shrine might be trying to do a double fake out. So I'm feeling pretty heavily in favor of yes, warp him up. Although I do like his little interjections about his culture. That's always nice. But also, on some level, I feel like if we teleport him to the top, and we're getting rid of one of our biggest characters who's delivering exposition, we can't be, like, super far away, right? I mean, it would be really silly to say, yeah, we have a ton of backstory that you can opt out of listening to for 75% of this travel up the mountain, or whatever, you know? 2 more shrines? I can deal with that. Yeah, like, as long as there's a resting place. So it's a tough choice. This game's really good at finding those tough choices. If I went no, like, it's certainly not impossible as it stands right now. Right? Like, we get through pretty handily. The distance between road stops is getting longer and longer each time, but we've only had to use the stem packs, the boosters, twice. I was totally sold on yes, but now thinking about, like, whether I can make it without it, like, am I going to be extra rewarded? But also, I feel like the shrines aren't, like, super conniving yet. Like, even with the commitment stone, they're like, look, this is going to be a burden on you, and you might be rewarded for it. Like, it gave a heavy implication that it would be worth your while. It doesn't give an implication that it would be worth our while to not port him up, or to port him up. It's kind of ambiguous as to either. So I think I'm going to go yes. I'm going to go yes. Yes. Okay. I believe everybody will have a better chance of survival if we don't have to carry you, my friend. Go ahead. Understood. Holy shit. Damn, I hope he's okay. Didn't know the Abmahun could do such amazing things. Well, we had better make the most of this unexpected gift and climb as fast as we can. Let's move. All right. Oh man, this is great. So there are really only 2 people who are having major stamina losses right now. The person whoever's holding the igniter, and the person whoever's the front runner, right? Because you got all that wind resistance. Whoa, okay, that's a big jump up from last time, I feel. That's like 500 meters, which is
couple turns. So I do feel like it's a good thing we got rid of the shaman, although who's to say maybe if we kept the shaman, the distance might not be so far, just as kind of a game balance mechanism. Staminas are all through the roof. Great. Warmth did get up for most people, not for Donald, so Donald's going to keep that. Hey, Doctor. How are those septuagenary legs of yours holding up? Surprisingly well, to be honest. I'm no match for a strong young man like you, of course. But I'm quite proud of having made it this far while still being helpful to the team. You're damn right. I hope I'm that strong when I get to be your age. I try hard to keep myself healthy now that I have a Geno gym at my manor. It's quite a delightful task. My, you sound like a spoiled billionaire. I am a spoiled billionaire indeed. I wouldn't change it for anything. Well, do you suppose I'd change it to save the world? That's why I'm here. A spoiled billionaire hero? Sounds good to me. I see something coming. Bow, 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 bow. I don't know how you guys even hit that, but I'm impressed. Alright, still doing 500 meters per turn, which is great. Just under 3,000 meters. Awesome. I'm feeling good about this. Feeling like we got this in the bag. Maybe that's a little premature to say, but... By the way, Liam, how did you and Shaman meet? I thought I told you when we were with Xenolife. Not really. You spent most of the time talking with Burden while I was getting familiar with the matriarch and its crew. Wait a second. Burden was distracting me all the time because you were doing your spy thing? I'm afraid so. But hey, don't feel bad. Burden always spoke very highly of you. Do you know that he got the order to assassinate you right before the Space Lab hijacking and he refused? No way. I thought he was a professional who would do anything for the mission. I mean, he quite literally tore the matriarch apart just to stop me. Yeah, but he's not your average soldier. The guy deserted the Constellar Federation after broadcasting an anti-war message that seriously damaged the Federation's support. Then he joined ECUK so he wouldn't have to be a mindless soldier anymore. And that's what he was always doing, fighting tirelessly for what he believed was right. And that's why you're alive. And that's why he chased you to the ends of space. Because he believed in you. And I'm really thankful for that, believe me. It's why I'm going to the end of time to repay him. Yeah, nice symmetry. So, how did you and Shaman meet? It's a long story. I'll tell you when we make it out of here alive, deal? You bet. I see something coming. Good looking out, guys. 1 bullet left. 3 bullets left. I haven't really changed up the gun situation for a while, but it seems to be working out pretty well in this orientation. Let's keep going. Liam? Yes? I don't know if we're going to get out of here alive. I feel like we've been climbing together long enough for me to ask you a question. It's a fucked up question, I know, but I want to satisfy my curiosity as a psychiatrist. How do you feel after having killed millions of people? What's it like, having committed genocide? You're right. That is a fucked up question. But it's a very fair one after everything I've dragged you into. I don't really know. I think it changed me. I don't think it changed me when I actually did it, but when I decided to do it. Once we set eyes on the Medusa virus, I was ready to go all the way. Shaman had tried to talk me out of it, but I convinced him in the end. All I had to do was fuel his thirst for vengeance. After all, the Constellar Federation eradicated his people. But I suppose I was justifying it to myself too. 4 billion lives didn't sound so high a price to pay for a universe free of slavery. And I knew even then that by releasing the Medusa, I would be no better than the very forces I was fighting against. But I didn't care then, and I don't really care now either. I don't care if people see me as a terrorist, or as a hero, or whatever. Put a label on me, judge me, condemn me, and then enjoy the free world I've created.
I'm probably just a very charismatic psychopath. What do you think, Doc? I believe that someone incapable of empathy wouldn't be trying to bring freedom to every life form in existence. And I think you're wrong about not caring. I feel like you're blocking a lot of things behind that charisma of yours. You may be right. You're the professional after all. When we're done on this mountain, I'll have you treat me, if you don't mind. It'll be a challenge and a pleasure. Count me in. Making progress. Alright, let's go. Keep climbing. I always pictured myself, we already did this one, right? Oh no, we did it a slightly different way. Reading books, watching movies, maybe even joining a couple friends in a club for debates about science. Then kids, becoming an active member of our community, engaging in local festivities. But somehow I always end up in these messy situations. I'm just a coward. I don't get it. What am I doing here? It's because you're a hero, Donald. No, I'm not. I openly acknowledge that. And I don't want to be one. I'm just a coward, like I said. I agree. You are a coward, but that doesn't mean you're not a hero. A hero can be brave and likable, but a hero can be a coward and an asshole too. And if every single one of you climbing this mountain now aren't heroes, I don't know who is. Okay, call me a hero if you want. But I know deep down I would let the world burn if it meant I could enjoy a happy life myself. I only happen to be an asshole who loves Sarah too much. That's all. Hey guys, is it just one or is it two? Gun is empty. Right, okay, so now it's just one gun and 65%. So I'm gonna reload the weapon, but I'm only gonna do one round. Okay, let's go. We can't give up. That was great. We still got quite a ways to go. Bring it together. Ooh, close call. What? Another one. Well, there's no stopping that. Oh no, that's unfortunate. All right, how freezing are you, Sarah? Really bad. Super freezing. Here's what we're gonna do. Inject boost. Heat into Sarah. Alright, keep climbing. Don't take this from me. All these years fighting. Damn. Oh, snap. I totally forgot to recharge my guns. So that's no good. Oops. Hey, at least they all hit different people, I guess. Oh my god, there's 4? Ooh. That was a crucial mistake. Alright, so Donald's damn near about to die. Dr. Snez, damn near about to die. Yeah, let's just get that halfway reloaded. Let's reload this all the way. Just because we can't really afford that to happen again. So our battery's getting pretty low. I feel like we gotta be coming up on the end of this, right? Okay, so I'll give the doctor the heat pack because he has more stamina, so he can carry that. Inject boost. Heat shot. To Donald. Burden. Oh good, it was just one. I won't let the Federation win, just... damn. Ooh. Okay, how far away are we, Donald? We're 2 away? Yep, 2 away. Basically everybody's down in stamina, so just try to even it out as much as possible. We can't give up. I feel like it's ramping up. Well, this is the last one. Luckily, we can still get by. Donald can wear the pack, and Doctor can be right next to him, and neither of them will freeze to death. So we're running super low on battery, but this should get us to our next spot. Here we go. Liam, hang on. Damn universe, damn everything. Hang on. Look, we're getting close to one of those shrines.
Man, this game just does not stop. I don't know, this looks kind of peak-ish to me. We're basically in outer space. We are very close. This must be the last altar. Thank fucking the gods. Regain your stamina, and damn. How do we activate this one? We shouldn't have sent Shaman to the peak. So you're right, Bryce. Like, this locked off the last shrine. But maybe if I just... Oh, yeah. Oh, snap. Really? Ha! Take that. I think that thing was already expecting us. You're just a lucky bastard. Yeah, sure. Now, Donald, Jack, Sarah, Dr. Sedez, Bakumai, January, Lavagul, 3, Genki, Kasif. It mentioned you guys. I think it's asking me to pick a name. Should I answer or should we leave? God damn it. This is great. I think this is way better than if we had brought Shaman with us and he was like, oh yeah, this is totally what's going on. 100% I'm gonna pick a name. Yeah, totally. Worst case scenario, whoever I pick disappears and dies. Or I guess worst case scenario, whoever I pick is dead weight that we have to carry to the top that ends up being like an even bigger negative than they already are. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna pick probably the lady, probably Sarah. Although she is a pretty good shot. Actually, I could totally do Donald. I should do Donald because we don't really need him anymore. I mean, it would be super useful to see how much distance we have to cover, right? But theoretically, this is the last time we'll need him to figure out our distance. And actually, with one less person, we'll move a lot faster. Question is really, who do we choose? I feel like we can't get rid of Jack because Jack does really well up front. Dr. Sinez is absolutely vital in just being able to read the people. Although I don't know if we got rid of him, if that would surface in some other way. So it all comes down, in my mind, to Sarah or Donald. And right now, Donald seems to have the least to offer. And with one less person, it'll be easier to manage heat management. And people will get less cold. Because people will be less further spread out. Man, this is like a billion times more interesting than if this shrine had just been locked off because Shaman was not here. Really, what he's useful for is knowing whether or not I have to burn one of the special potions or whatever, which now I know I can just use them because this is the last bit. I'm decided. I'm gonna get rid of Donald. That's true. The gods will be watching. Marvin will be watching. Oh. What? What happened? It's a warp thing? Or... Damn it. I shouldn't have interacted with something I didn't understand. I'm sorry. But I feel restored. Physically, I mean. My body temperature and stamina feel as good as new. No, better than that. What the hell did I... I'm sorry. We had better keep moving. Alright. Alright. It's fine by me. Now we're traveling blind. So let's see what's up. 130%, that's pretty good. Okay, so it seems like this spot is no longer a 0% stamina loss, which kind of sucks. But this spot is not as big of a stamina loss as it was previously. And this way, everybody loses some stamina. And also, none of these guys lose nearly as much stamina for carrying the igniter as they would previously. Now it looks pretty steep, right? Like, it's way steeper than it was previously. Keep climbing. I'm sure I'm not the only one that thought Donald was a coward. At least, he was the least brave of us. But don't forget this. The cemetery is full of brave men. His caution, his complaints, his rare wit has kept you all alive countless times. Gods, we'd be long dead on this mountain if he hadn't so quickly assessed the situation and provided us with the heat source and direction. That's true. It may seem glorious to be on the vanguard and to be remembered as a hero, but we shouldn't forget the ones who kept us on the right path, even if they are rancorous nerds. Game after my heart. Thanks, Doctor. If anything, this is going to make this so much more suspenseful, because we won't even know when it'll be the end until we get there. And also this makes like organizing people way easier, because there are far fewer permutations. Liam, hang on. Damn universe, damn everything, hang on. So let's keep going. No, don't fall, just another step. Keep climbing. I think I'm starting to have trouble breathing. It seems there isn't much oxygen up here, but we have to keep climbing. Man, hopefully that doesn't take into account our stats. This is all futile. We aren't saving anything. It's all just a game. We're just playing at saving the world. My entire career has been nothing but a game. A blurry rush of memories where my top priorities were being cool and having fun. Yeah, I had loads of fun being a revolutionary. After all, I acknowledge that I wasn't doing it for any righteous cause. Being Liam Frangau was just the most exciting option. That's why it didn't hurt to kill millions of humans. Because we were all just there to have fun. And then Burden came along to break the game. What a guy. Check out that sweet planet coming up there. We're basically there, right? Like 2 more turns, tops. This is one of those situations where I could probably give Sarah a stamina dose, and that would just keep our speed up like tremendously. But not knowing how long it is till the end, don't know that I can entirely justify that. Keep going. Oh snap! There's an extra thing. But I truly want every life form to be free. I think so. But if it wasn't for Shaman, my purpose in life would be something else entirely. I don't deserve any kind of respect. I fought for alien rights because Darwin inspired me. If I had met a holistic dreamer, I'd have spent 20 years fighting for the Emperor. If it doesn't make a difference to me at all. My true self is still trapped at the bottom of that tech hive world. Hungry for power, a thrill seeker. Lost like a comet traversing the void, shining without a purpose. Shaman gave me one, but will my desires ever truly be my own? Is there anything I really want? I feel like climbing this mountain isn't about saving the world, but about finding an answer, and Burden always seemed to hold that answer. He knows. He knew all the time. Come on, tell me already. I feel like it can't be much longer. Like, this dude's really building up in the monologues. And all the scenery keeps changing like crazy. Alright, let's just go. Again and again and again. Burden, burden, burden. Always burden. I did exist before him, right? It's been so long. My past seems like nothing but a shadow from so far away. Time and space. What ridiculous concepts when you look at them. The Opperman are right. Humans are just absent insects with unfair firepower, blasting their way through anything they dislike. But look at this mountain. It doesn't give a shit about humans. I don't get it. What the hell am I saying? I lost track of my line of thought. Maybe it's the cold, maybe it's the lack of oxygen, maybe both. Burden, wake up. Wake up, buddy. Liam, look behind you. Look over here. Look up. Look. Oh, look. He's right. You could, like, jump up and touch him. All right, what you got, Liam? Whoa. I'm starting to get that feeling. Whoa. This is wild. It's all the sprites from the last game.
The one Agent Amber was investigating at the Everdusk. The anomaly. Burden trapped in a time loop, sometimes with a happy ending, most times having to eat his fucking team. Because of me. Sometimes it felt right, sometimes it felt unfair. Fate. Decisions being made for us by some grand force of nature, our bodies but avatars of some galactic wish, and we keep doing these ridiculous things. We'll die again and again and again. We'll try to make it with everyone alive. We'll try to get it done in a very short time. We'll try to climb to the peak while using none of the doctor's shots, while having Donald lead the team, or while rejecting all of the Upmoon Shrine offerings. I don't even know why. Everything sounds absurd. What am I even saying? I feel drugged. The lack of oxygen is mixing everything up in my mind. I don't even know what's real and what's not anymore, or if there's anything real at all. It's just a human concept, right? Durai, Amhun, Milau, Baruch Deuce. Don't fuck it up this time, Gadawag. We're getting into some real fucking patriot shit. Looks like we're getting close to one of the shrines. God damn. It's getting personal. Now I will read your memory card and tell you which games you like to play. Good job, player 2. Liam says, finally, we did it. So this is what you were looking for, Shaman? Yes. And it's even more powerful than I imagined. This Dunrai is exceptionally high. Smoke weed every day. Almost in direct contact with the stars. And the inscriptions on the slab device. What? I believe this is some sort of cage for humankind. It says, Briemjava Faburja Inurdigo Asmid. All the paths for humans are war. And it follows, every war ends here, and the Gao shall protect them all. Which Gao? Protect every war, you mean? Damned polyvalent word. That's all. But I bet our Gao here is Burden. I can feel him as if I had him in front of me. I can try and release his Dunrai's power, if you want. Burden is the only thing this Dunrai holds. The key for humankind's cage. Or best said, its guardian. Do it. Punch it, Chewie. Let's end this once and for all. Oh, Liam, Jack, you're here. Sorry, I'm easing into my burden next. We're here, Sergeant. You know we'd follow you until the end of the universe. Well, you should clearly stop, Jack. It's not doing you any good. Just take a look at yourself. Son of a bitch. Just came out of an alien time warp device and he's already picking on me. Burden. What the hell is happening? The last thing I remember is kicking your ass on the matriarch. And now you're here looking at me with tender eyes? Give me a break. For us, it's been 20 years. My beloved archenemy. What is this place? We're in an uncharted place in the universe. Land of the Opmoon. Shaman, tell him about it. Dude loves talking about his culture. I believed in your last words, Burden. About how you had already witnessed it all. About how you had faced the same moral dilemmas again and again. Xenolifer fell quickly after you defeated us. The Constellar Federation stopped pretending to be a friendly democratic nation. And over the course of just a few years, they managed to enslave every alien race. And even started enslaving humans. Those Constellar assholes went that far, huh? So I spent the next 20 years investigating your anomaly and trying to find you. And I finally did it. With the help of your old unit. You have great teammates, Burden. But why did you do that? Yeah, it's a real mixed bag of accent in here. It's tough to find. What can I possibly do to change anything? I just told you. 20 years ago, I told you I'm done. I don't want to keep saving the universe. I don't even know what that means anymore. Can't you see already that there's nothing to be saved? This is all but a joke from the gods. Look, I spent the last 20 years of my life looking for one simple reason. To tell you you were wrong. I don't care if you don't want to save the universe anymore. I don't care if it means nothing to you. Fuck you, Burden. What I need you to do is go back and let us win. I've come this far to tell you your fight paid off with a sick world and a global dictatorship. So, you won. Congratulations, Sergeant. But you fucked it up. Now it's our turn. I want you to go back, say to me that you're sorry, and let us free Cactus 7. So maybe we can set things in motion and enjoy a free universe once and for all. Am I clear enough? It feels good not being the one telling others what to do for a change. I was right about not killing you. Thank you, Liam. Let's see where Xenolifer will lead us. ... Do it. Good luck kicking my ass again. Aw, snap. I feel like this is a part where, like, guitar riff kicks in, it's like, and then we're going back to save the universe. Boom. And we're back, old friend. You really deserve the title of a legend. How did you... You are a far better warrior than me, Liam. I just won because I fought you 1,000,000 times before. And this isn't the first time I beat you. You keep saying things like that, but I don't get what you mean. I don't know when this started, or if it's ever going to end. But every time I die, I keep waking up in a desert. And I never remember anything. The only moment I remember who I truly am is here, in outer space. Maybe someday I'll put all the pieces together and we'll be able to break free. Probably when the last of the gods stop watching. It's kind of like the name of the game, but different. I've met you in the future, Liam. You came looking for me. You learned all about this anomaly. And you traveled to the end of the universe just to tell me I was wrong. What the... I hoped that if I beat you, if I saved this wicked world at least one time, I'd get the meaning of it all. But the sense of saving lost its meaning after so many tries. This is the only insight I can share with you after all this cyclic script. Our universe is just a joke. I am sorry, Liam. I don't really get what you're talking about. But if I traveled through time and space just so you would let me win, That just dispels all of the doubts you planted on me with your fists. Let's do this, Burden. Let's shake the foundations of the Constellar Federation. You don't get it. I don't really care. I've told you 1,000,000 times, but you never remember. But that's fine, I guess. I hope you find the universe you long for. One option. Boom. Xenolifer. Let's do this. Let's get Xenolifed. Thank you, Burden. Goodbye, Liam. Do you think all of this bloodshed has been meaningless? What do you mean, Liam? I spent half of my life leading the fight against the Constellar Federation. We hit them hard, and hope keeps our soldiers fighting. We are free. Every alien race fighting on our side is free. But our freedom is built on top of an endless fight. The price has been a universal war that has been going on for 2 decades. I shouldn't have convinced Burden to carry Xenolifer plans. My only hope now is that we can change the past and avoid this apocalyptic universe we created. Bloodshed is always meaningless. But I truly believe you'll bring peace to the universe, sooner or later. We're getting closer. The ship's scanners are getting really weird readings. Beep-bop-boop-bop. Ba-da-bop-bop-bop. Beep-beep-bop-bop-bop. Beep-beep. Ba-da-bop-bop-bop-bop. Not only the ship, Liam. I'm feeling an immense power calling us. Calling us? You mean it's alive? Well, in a figurative way. So it's not alive. No, it's not alive. Stop making fun of my powers. I am a disciple of these holy beings. I have serious powers, bro. I can teleport if I wanted to. You'll see. You'll all see. It's been too many years, my friend. I can see through your charade. I might like to be a little grandiose. But the fact is that I can feel something, Liam. And it's been ages since I felt something like this. What do you mean? The Opmoon. No way. You think we're about to meet the survivors from the Constellar Federation massacre? I don't think so. My ancestors were all exterminated by the Federation. I am certain of that. But there are other ways of meeting them. And if what we've been researching is true, Burden's time anomaly, the nebula, Agent Amber's discoveries, everything will finally make sense. Since the Opmoon were the only known life form able to manipulate time. Holy shit. Look, Shaman. A nebula. I never thought I'd live to witness this. Liam, this is not just a nebula. This is the nebula. The god of Opmoon. Admiral. The scholar of paths. Ruler of memory and will. Pretty cool sounding title for a god, mate. Let's warn the team. They're going inside that god of yours. That'd be crazy if it just let me 100% replay the rest of this chapter, and it just the chapter was unending and kept going and going and going. That would be a great move that I would hate.
but I really appreciate the boldness of that move. Do I have to click? I'm gonna click on something. I'm just gonna enjoy this music for a minute and then I'll click. I'm ready. Boom. All right. Some concept art. Some more concept art. All right, let's see how this panned out. I carry the commitment stone. Most people carry the commitment stone, but a few people did reject. That's totally the way to go. Commitment stone for life. I'm committed to the commitment stone. Ooh, interesting. An even split on warping shaman. Interesting. I'm happy with the way that it turned out though, because we warped shaman, which made our trip up easier, and then we ended up getting rid of Donald, which I think he died, because I didn't see him up at the top. But that made our last leg way easier as well. You stayed on the original timeline. Oh, interesting. So some people did stay for that. Interesting. I sacrificed Donald. Ooh, a lot of people sacrificed nobody. Not me, man. I was like, I don't know, maybe he'll get some superpowers. I'm excited to see what might happen. Alright. That's Gods Will Be Watching. That's what that's been. I really like that game a whole lot. It dips into like all of my existential quandaries and queries, and it presents it in a fun science fiction kind of way. What is life? What is the universe if the multiverse theory is true? An omni-powerful being, somebody who lives forever, or somebody who can't die, more or less. The futility of life. I feel like that's a running theme in my brain space. I mean, I feel pretty satisfied with the descriptions that they gave for most stuff, right? And I really loved the kind of flipped symmetry of this ending as compared to the original ending. I didn't expect any more explanation than they originally gave, to be honest. And frankly, I felt like they gave plenty enough explanation just to start. Yeah, the universe is super cool, definitely. But you know, I feel like it was a thing where you know, Liam wanted explanations, obviously, because he's like, holy shit, Burden is this crazy Time Lord guy, I guess. That's weird. And so he didn't get nearly as much explanation as we got coming out of the epilogue and chapter 7. And so there was a lot of stuff that he had no idea about. And so it was him kind of learning this through the culture of the Apmahun. I feel like I understood, you know, Burden's peril and his existence a little bit more, like his purpose. And now, like, they've at least, at the very least, presented like the beings that made Burden the way he is, and like set these things in motion. Like, why is Burden this crazy dude who repeats 7 years or whatever? Now at least we know the people behind it and why, more or less, why they kind of did that. But I would much rather leave this game with a lot of unanswered questions than a lot of questions answered in a really unsatisfying way. I would much rather be like, oh, I still don't really know exactly how this goes, but I kind of get the tone and the broad strokes. Sometimes the Force is just the Force. But I feel like Burden's existence repeats beyond the participation of the player. I feel like the player is a very experiential recounting of some of his lives, right? I don't feel like that's necessarily player sparked. I feel like even without observation, it still exists.